So between Zimmer and Arrington and Daly, we have a really loaded individual field, and that's just a bonus on top of what should be a great team competition that really should revolve around Cathedral Catholic and South Pasadena. So the athletes getting queued up, as you can see. You'll have the results on that lower left quad in here. The gun's up, and we're ready to roll. And we are off and running. Again, a 3 mile pist, not a 2.93 mile course, as has been in the past. No poop out hill. And Daly already going out very fast to the lead there. Wasting no time. Daly ranked number 6 nationally. She was second at the Woodbridge Cross Country Invitational this year, finishing behind Riley Blade by just 8 seconds. Last year, Daly won this race by 30 seconds, the Division 3, 4, 5 team sweepstakes. She was also the Foot Locker West Cross Country Regional Champion and 11th in the Foot Locker National Championships as well. And she won the CIF State Division 4 Cross Country last year and was second in 2022. And there you can see her on that upper left quad, and she has taken off and is flying. Great turnover there by Kiara Daly in that upper left quadrant on the red and blue. In the yellow and green, we're finishing up the Division 3, 4, and 5 junior varsity 3-mile race. You'll see, it looks like that's Nathan Chanin of Foothill Technology, and he'll be taking that 300-meter loop around the track and coming into the finish line. But Kiara Daly is way in front, surprisingly this much considering the quality of the field. And again, she's ranked number 6 in the country. She has bests of 4:42.26 for 1600 and 10:09.78 for 3200. Handles that downhill very, very nicely indeed. Kiara Daly won this race by 30 seconds last year, 4th in the Brooks PR Mile last spring, and now you can see the field behind her. And Kiara Daly was a mile, and Daly was 3rd in the California State 1600 behind Sadie Engelhardt, who was just recently named the Track and Field News High School Female Athlete of the Year. And Daly also lost to Braylon Combe of Corona Santiago, who we will see tomorrow. Getting going here on the real elite part of this race. Going through the Valley Loop. And we'll have some splits here shortly. As I said, that team battle is going to be awfully good. Cathedral Catholic was 12th at Woodbridge this year. You know, there's like a triple crown of top cross-country events in California, and by extension, the country. Woodbridge comes up first, and then Clovis, and then Mount SAC. One in Orange County area, one in Fresno, and one out here in Walnut. And really the top high school runners in the country. Some of them go to all three, some go to one of the three, some go to the 2 of the 3, but very few bypass this California Triple Crown, if you will. And there's Daly going through that switchback yet again. 2 times through the Valley Loop. And she is on the second of those 2 circuits. Terrific turnover, nice mechanics, especially handling these vicissitudes in the course. You can see she probably has here a good 80-meter lead on the rest of the contingent. And of course, those the data that you see there is not for the girls' Division 3, 4, and 5 sweepstakes. So that is not Jean Shorts that's leading. We will have updated data for you momentarily for this race. And it shouldn't be long before Daly does hit that mile mark. I'm thinking somewhere maybe in the 5:20 range, the way that she's scooting out on that course right now. An excellent job all day long by Tim O'Rourke and the PA crew here. And Daly 5:22, so I was off by a couple seconds. And that is really hoofing it for a 1 mile intermediate split. Abigail Arrington, who we spoke about, second to Daly last year, currently in second at 5:40.9, so she's 18 seconds back. Maya DeBrouwer of La Cañada in third, and Ari Lorenz in fourth. Ari Lorenz was originally supposed to be in the individual sweepstake race, where she is the defending champion. She was first in the Southern Section CIF San Diego Division 5 cross country last year, 13th at state. And Ari in this one. And by the way, Cy Byrne of South Pasadena, they're second. So South Pasadena number 2, Cy Byrne in 5th, Olivia Reed Yorbalinda in 6th. And now look at Cathedral Catholic over there. Jocelyn Gibson in 7th with Lindsay Zimmer right behind. Zimmer was 4th last year. And Kiara Bonami. So Cathedral Catholic really 8, 9, 10 and really packing it in there. So very impressive performance. And we expected the South Pass versus Cathedral Catholic, and we are getting that. Cathedral Catholic with about a 16-point lead over South Pass, with Yorba Linda Point Loma in 3 and 4. So this is shaping up right now just as we had kind of projected it, except we thought that Ari Lorenz of Francis Parker High School in San Diego would be in the girls' individual sweepstakes race, but no, she is in this team sweepstakes race. I guess maybe a bit of a surprise is Daly's really large margin over Arrington. Right on 16-minute pace is Kiara Daly. 16:02 pace with that 5:22 first mile. So this is the first of the 4 Big East today, all involving Division 3, 4, and 5. The girls' team sweepstakes will be followed by the boys' team sweepstakes, and then the girls' individual sweepstakes, followed by the boys' individual sweepstakes. And it is the junior varsity mile that is junior varsity 3 mile that's finishing up. That's the JV Open. You can see there is a tight team battle there between West Torrance and South Pasadena. South Pasadena second in both races. Here comes Kiara Daly. Look at those mechanics, just running so smooth and effortlessly. But the pack seems like it's closed a little bit on her, unless that's an optical illusion. She makes that turn, and we'll get a chance to see Arrington of South Pasadena right tucked in there. And DeBrouwer. right now heading up into this Reservoir Hill area. ...141 individual athletes competing in this particular race, the 20 schools. Really nice day for competition. And you can see in the upper right is the yellow and green queuing up shortly for the boys team sweepstakes race. Kira Daly should be coming up to that 2-mile split here very shortly. Arrington and DeBrouwer were right there in second and third. Let's see what we get here with the split. Should be hitting here momentarily. The boys division 3-4-5 team sweepstakes start shortly. Yes, Daly 8 seconds up on Arrington of South Pasadena. Arrington picked up 11 seconds on Daly in that last mile. DeBrouwer hanging in there in third. DeBrouwer 6 seconds back of Arrington and 14 seconds back of Daly. Arrington's one of the most underrated runners in the country. As mentioned, she was second last year, but she was 12th in Woodbridge, which was the most loaded cross-country meet of the year this year. And you can see Arrington there really chasing it down. So Arrington really doing a number, getting herself back into this thing. Maya DeBrouwer in third, and those three have separated. Jocelyn Gibson of Cathedral Catholic, they're number one, and watching that team battle very closely between South Pass and Cathedral Catholic. And Sive Byrne, now look at the upper left, Arrington right up there. And narrowing the gap more and more, as you can see from the runnerspace drone in the upper left here. So this is getting very, very interesting in the lead area. And there's Daly, and there's Arrington. Arrington now looks like she is about 8 seconds back. So Daly has maintained that 8-second margin that she had at the 2-mile intermediate split. Here comes Maya DeBrouwer into picture from La Cañada in third. Blonde young lady. Was a big gap of 44 seconds between DeBrouwer and Gibson through 2 miles. And you can see the team battle as we expected. Cathedral Catholic and South Pasadena duking it out. That is the lower left data screen. And shortly we should see Jocelyn Gibson, who represents Cathedral Catholic's #1 runner. And a good low stick for them. And here she comes. And she's right there with Ari Lorenz of Francis Parker. And those two going neck and neck. And then is Cy Byrne will be coming up now. You can see the drone shot with Daly. Arrington still a ways back. You do not see Arrington in that picture. And Daly now coming down that straightaway. So very close still between Daly and Arrington. So Daly still looks good. The question is, how is this going to play out? Before, once you got through that start line area, there was not much to the finish line. Now it's a different story. You can see Arrington in the picture now. This is a very tight 1-2. So you're going to ask me, what are the track credentials? Well, remember, Daly is a 442 1,600-meter runner, and that's hoofing it. Arrington, though, very, very close. This is very fascinating and could have team implications because every point for South Pasadena is critical. They're only 4 points behind, and Arrington now has Daly in her sights, and Arrington's going to make the pass here. Wow, Abigail Arrington, who was way, way back, was very patient, and the young lady that was second last year now looks like she's full of run as she's going to be entering Hilmer Lodge Stadium here shortly for the final 300 meters around the track, and she's going to turn the tables on Kiara Daly here, the number 6 ranked runner in the United States. And Arrington doing a fabulous job, and it could be extremely critical on that team side. Cathedral Catholic 7 points down at the last intermediate, but they just picked up 1 there. Daly now quite a bit back, but Arrington really paced herself extraordinarily well. And the young lady that finished 12th at Woodbridge, almost like a national championship race, is that Woodbridge race, and just really did a fine job on this Mount SAC course today. And she's going to come into the straightaway with about 110 meters to go. And Abigail Arrington, the senior from South Pasadena, pulling off a big upset over the number 6 ranked runner in the country, Kiara Daly. And you can see the finish right there in your lower right quadrant. And we're going to see if she can break 17 minutes, which I believe will be the new course record. And right at 16:57, fine job there by Abigail Arrington, 16:57.5. Maya DeBrouwer in third place now. Kiara Daly, 17:06.6, so about 11 seconds back. And here come some of the other finishers. There's that battle with Lorenz. And so we're going to have a really, really good finish there as well. Watching that team score, and DeBrouwer finishes third. You can see her right there, the sunglasses and the long blonde hair, 17:38.6 from La Cañada. Fine effort for that young lady. By the way, Abigail Arrington's last mile, 5:28.9. She picked up 17 seconds on Daly in the last mile, 9 of which were enough to win. Now that great sprint finish here for fourth place, excuse me. So a really nice finishing run here. Got some separation in that final straight for Jocelyn Gibson of Cathedral Catholic. So Cathedral Catholic's number 1. Gibson really finished strong. 18:18.3. Lorenz now looks like she's coming in on. She may get pipped at the line here. And it looks like she will by Cy Byrne of South Pasadena. So that's another point that South Pasadena picked up from where the 2-mile intermediate mark. A nice fist pump there for Cy Byrne. And now, so Lorenz finishes 6th. And now we've got the peloton, and Liesel Sellerberg of Cathedral Catholic moving up 7 spots in the last mile. Wow. And the boys team sweepstakes race, often running on yellow and green in your upper right quadrant. Kelly McIntyre, Point Loma in 8th. Alexis Wolfinger of West Torrance in 9th. Maggie De La Rionda from Thousand Oaks finishes 10th. Lindsay Zimmer only 13th. That's a big surprise, and she dropped 6 in the last mile for Cathedral Catholic. Remember, Zimmer was 4th last year. So this is not a great situation for Cathedral Catholic. They do have 4 of their 5 in, as does South Pass. We knew it would be a race between those two. And now Cathedral Catholic just got their fifth finisher in, pardon me. And that 5th finisher for Cathedral. So Chiara Bonomi from Cathedral Catholic finishes 19th. And Patsy Hellman, 22nd. So they got their 5 in the first 22. South Pass got Arrington in first. Sophia Humphrey in 14th. I'm sorry, Arrington in first. Cy Byrne in 5th. 14th for Humphrey. Maya Lee, 17th. That's their 4th runner. And then South Pass's 5th runner was Amelie Giaffrin in 27th. So it is tighter than a drum, as you can see. Right now, Cathedral Catholic has a 1-point lead over South Pass. And this one's going to be, we're going to have to wait for all the precincts to report, because this is just an absolute humdinger of a team race. Remember, Cathedral Catholic won by 48 points over South Pass last year. The margin now 1 point. Loma in third with 58. They have all 5 of theirs across. So you're seeing the final finishers of the girls' team sweepstakes in the upper left. In the upper right, we are now in the boys' team sweepstakes. And in the lower right, you see the finish camera for the girls' team sweepstakes. Here come the guys as they move into the Valley Loop. In a much tighter race, as expected. There is not really in this race an individual that is super outstanding like we thought we were going to get with Daly, and certainly we mentioned Arrington. Now, South Pasadena with a 1-point lead, 50-51. Point Loma in third. Wow, what a race for the team title here. In Division 3, 4, and 5, we expected a real burner between those two teams, and they have not disappointed. The margin 1 point. We're still watching that very closely. Meanwhile, the boys up there doing the first of the 2 Valley Loops. You can see the drone shot there. Very tight lead pack. That was to be expected. The teams that could be a factor here: St. Francis, Palos Verdes, Agora, and Foothill Technology. But the team race also a bit wide open. South Pasadena could also be a factor in this one, too. So the boys should probably be passing somewhere in the 450 to 455 range. Daly just went out too fast on mile 1 in that girls' team sweepstakes race. And now it looks like it's holding at 55-56 here for South Pasadena. If you're wondering, the 6th place runners, if it's a tie, Cathedral Catholic's 6th place runner was 20, or in the adjusted standings, 28th, South Pass 36 in the adjusted standings. And now it's 59-60 for South Pasadena over Cathedral Catholic. Wow, what a tremendous team battle. Boys should be coming up to mile 1 here. Andrew Quest of West Torrance leading Ryan Fitzpatrick of Nueva, 452. Augie Martin of St. Francis, one of the guys we expected to be right in the hunt. Augie was 15th last year. Currently 3rd. Ollie O'Connor from Viewpoint in 4th. Nathan Wilbur, Cathedral Catholic, 5th. Lucas Nolman, Palos Verdes, also tied for 5th. Now, Aiden Guzman, who was 17th last year, he, for St. Francis, is in 7th. So St. Francis has got 3rd and 7th. Ryan Herbers, West Torrance, in 8th. Max Douglas, Corona Del Mar, in 9th. And Adrian Miller of Palos Verdes in 10th. As far as the team standings go, another bruiser here. West Torrance and South Pasadena very close, 86 to 89. But very early, and I expect a lot of vicissitudes on that team battle on the men's side. And going back to the women, it is now tied at 60 points between Cathedral Catholic and South Pasadena. 132 of 141 runners have completed the race. And again, because Cathedral Catholic's sixth-place runner is 10 spots up on South Pasadena's sixth runner, Cathedral Catholic would win if we got into a tie. So, wow, wow, wow. Meanwhile, the next race in the never-ending races today, the penultimate race, race number 44, the girls' individual sweepstakes, Division 3, 4, 5. You can see them in the upper left quadrant. They're getting queued up. And it looks like with 135 of the 141 finishers in, this could be a Cathedral Catholic win just by virtue of going to the sixth-placed runner. And that's why if people say, well, who cares about the sixth and seventh runners? They don't score. Well, they can break a tie. So they're very, very important, and you're seeing that right here, right now. So it looks like it is going to go final here with Cathedral Catholic, the winner by virtue of that sixth-placed runner, 60 to 60. So we're going to turn our attention now to the boys. And let's take a look at the updated team standings there. West Torrance up 3 on South Pasadena. Palos Verdes third, Foothill Technology fourth. St. Francis is sixth, but I would expect them to move up. And you can see they're coming into picture now. And that's